Hello friends, today in this lecture I am going to discuss the important concept of self-induction. What is meant by self-induction? Now, self-inductance means actually, as we have discussed in Faraday's law, if to induce an EMF in a coil or a closed circuit, there should be what? Rate of change of flux which is equal to E. Then only EMF is induced. Clear? It means what? That flux should be changing. Now one important point, listen here. Suppose, consider, first we will discuss some simple experiment and afterwards we will go towards derivation. Consider this is a coil, circular coil. Actually it is a straight coil, we have wound it in the form of circular shape, so it is a coil, and this coil is connected to a battery of voltage V, which is DC voltage, and this variable resistor rheostat is connected to adjust the resistance and current in that particular coil, and here is the key which is initially open. Clear? Okay. As the key is open, so definitely the circuit is open here. It means closed circuit is not completed, so there is no path for the flow of current, and since there is no path for the flow of current, due to which what happens, initially current flowing through this particular coil is equal to 0. Initially current flowing through this coil is what? 0. Clear? Okay. Now what happens, listen here. Now I have closed this key and I have adjusted this particular rheostat. So due to that what happens, there is a sudden change in the current in this coil. So as current changes or current increases, definitely flux also increases. Why? Because as per the magnetic effect of electric current, Oersted concept, so as current changes, magnetic field also changes, so magnetic flux also changes. So as magnetic flux changes, it means this d phi by dt exists, means it takes value not equal to 0, d phi by dt, and EMF is induced. Clear? So basic cause is what? Change in the current, and due to change in the current, there is a change in the flux associated with that coil, and due to that particular change in flux, there is a EMF is induced in that particular coil. So to bring that changes in the current, we are using this key and battery arrangement. Clear? Because we are applying DC voltage, we are not applying AC voltage here. If we are going to apply AC voltage, then there is no necessity to use the switch, because AC is time varying only itself. There is no necessity to make changes in it because it changes with time, AC current. But DC, so we have to make change. Clear? Listen here. Initially this battery is what? Not connected to this coil because this is open. So now 0. Once I close the switch, suddenly voltage is applied. Suppose this is 10 volt DC battery, initially 0 volt. If I close the switch, suddenly 10 volt is applied to this coil. It means what? That coil feels sudden change. Clear? So due to sudden change, definitely there will be sudden change in flux, and due to that sudden change in flux, there will be EMF is induced. Clear? So this is an important arrangement. DC voltage source along with key or switch, you can make the changes in the circuit, and that's why many times you will find this arrangement whenever you find inductor coil along with battery and key. Clear? So what is the purpose of this key? To make the changes in the current so that the flux is changing, and due to that EMF is induced. Clear? This is a basic background. Now self-inductance means what? Actually what is meant by the self-inductance? Now listen. Consider a coil in which current is changing, that I already discussed. The changing current will vary the magnitude of magnetic flux which is linked with that coil itself, and EMF is induced in the circuit, that I already discussed with you. Now important point is what, listen here, what is meant by self induction. Self, it means only one coil. So EMF is induced in a coil due to change in the flux in that coil itself. This is called as self induction. So the production of induced EMF due to change in the current in that coil only, it is called as self induction. So in case of self induction, EMF is induced in that one coil, and why? Because current in that coil changes. Clear? So due to change in the current in the one coil, if EMF is induced in that coil only, then that concept is called as self induction, and that induced EMF is called as self induced EMF. Okay, it is called as what? Self induced EMF. Clear? So this is a concept of self induction. Okay, so the production of an induced EMF in a coil on account of change in current in it, it is called as self induction. I think all of you are now comfortable with this concept. Clear? Okay. Now this is a theoretical background. Now what is the value of that self inductance? Coil has this phenomena is called as self induction, and that coefficient of self induction is called as self inductance, that we have to derive now. Clear? Now listen. Let magnetic flux link with the circuit. Magnetic flux link with the circuit is phi, corresponding to current I. So what, this is an important point. Since current is changing, flux is changing. So if current increases, flux also increases. If current decreases, flux also decreases in this coil. It means flux is directly proportional to current flowing through that coil. It means phi is proportional to I. This is an important equation. Phi is proportional to I. So this is actually magnetic effect of electric current, because due to current we are getting magnetic flux. Clear? Now this proportionality sign is removed, then phi is equal to L into I, where this L is called as coefficient of self induction or self inductance of this particular coil. This constant is very important here actually. Clear? So from this we are getting L is equal to phi upon I. Now one more important point here, listen here. This L is called as constant of proportionality, is called as self inductance. Actually what is meant by this self inductance? Listen here now. This is an important point here. Listen here. Actually this phi is equal to Li, okay, and this L is phi by I. Actually this L is called as electrical inertia of the coil. What? L is called as what? Electrical inertia of the coil. Now what is meant by this electrical inertia? Listen here. As the current is initially 0 when the switch is open, now suddenly current increases, so that coil does not allow to change its previous state. So basically reluctance to change in state is called as inertia, because inertia means the body tries, or the particular circuit tries to keep it at its original position. It does not allow to change from its rest position. So definitely this particular phenomena is nothing but self inductance, which is electrical inertia. It does not allow to change its current, because current is changing, and due to the changing current EMF is induced. So basically this L, actually it is called as electrical inertia. Why? Because it is opposing, or it does not allow to whom? Current, and current is the electrical quantity. That's why it is an inertia, but it is electrical inertia. Clear? Okay. Now suppose this particular coil is having n number of turns. I discussed for 1 turn. Now suppose this particular coil is having n number of turns, capital N number of turns. so that the flux links with each term is phi. So flux link with n number of turns is n phi, and that n phi is called as flux linkage. Many students, they doesn't understand what is the flux and flux linkage. Flux is actually phi, which is for only one turn. Okay, and n phi, it is a flux for n number of turns. So this is called as linkage. How much flux is links with each term? If there are 10 turns, then 10 phi, it is a flux linkage, and phi is the flux link with only one turn. That's why the flux linkage is what? N phi, which is proportional to I, because for one turn phi is proportional to I. For n number of turns, n phi is proportional to I. That's why this n phi is proportional to I. So now n phi is equal to, again I have removed this constant, so Li. So from here L is equal to what? N phi by I. Clear? And this L is called as coefficient of self-induction or self-inductance. Clear? And this is a constant. Now listen here, there is a word constant is used here. So suppose if I decrease current, so one might feel that as current is decreasing, this L will increase. As the current increases, L decrease. No, it is wrong, because this L depends on the geometry and material. Geometry means shape of the coil, size of the coil. It is not dependent on the current. So L, that's why this L is called as constant of proportionality. Its value is dependent on what? The geometry of the coil. It does not depend on the I. Very, very important point. That's why I have written L depends on the geometry and material of the coil. It is not dependent on current. Clear? That's why it is called as constant. Okay. Now, as I already discussed, current is changing, so flux is changing, and due to the change in flux, EMF is induced in that coil. That EMF is d phi by dt. As I discussed with you, phi means what? Phi is equal to Li. Now I am considering here for only n is equal to what? N is equal to 1. So I am putting n is 1. So it is what? Phi is equal to Li. So in that case, what happens? E is equal to L constant. So I have taken it out of the differentiation. So E is equal to L into di by dt with minus sign. Otherwise, you take the magnitude. So E is equal to minus L di by dt. Now I want to find out L. So L is equal to what? L is equal to E upon di upon dt. Clear? Now listen here. What is the unit of E? E means what? Induced EMF, volt. Di means what? Change in current. So ampere only. Suppose 1 ampere to 5 ampere. How much change? 4 ampere. It means unit is ampere only, na? So that's why it is L is equal to volt upon ampere upon change in time in second. So volt upon ampere per second, it means volt second by ampere, volt second upon ampere. But volt upon current, that is volt upon ampere, is nothing but ohm, because it is resistance as per Ohm's law. So it is ohm second. That's why the unit of self-inductance is what? The unit of self-inductance is ohm second, or volt second upon ampere, or Henry, which is an important unit that already you are familiar. That Henry, it is a unit of self-inductance. Why Henry? Listen here, this is unit of inductance is Henry. Okay, so in the books definitely you find out the unit Henry, but actually it is a unit called ohm second or volt second by ampere. Clear? So this is about what? Self-induction. So you have to remember this formula. L is E upon di by dt and L is n phi by I. This is a coefficient of self-induction, and this is also coefficient of self-induction, but this formula is basic formula, and this is derived from Faraday's law. Clear? So this is an important point about self-induction, in which we discuss up till now the formula. Clear? Now we are going to discuss the definition of L, okay, in terms of its formula. As we know that phi is equal to L into I, or L is equal to phi upon I. So self-induction is defined as ratio of magnetic flux linked with circuit to the current rate to the current flowing through it. Again I am repeating, Self-inductance is defined as the ratio of magnetic flux linked with the circuit to the current flowing through that circuit. It is called as self-inductance. So L is equal to E upon di by dt. So self-inductance can also be defined as, this is a formula number 1, it can also be defined as, self-inductance is defined as the ratio of induced EMF to rate of change of current in that particular circuit, that is induced EMF to di by dt. Clear? Okay. Now important point here, when suppose there is a coil and when current through that particular coil changes, it means current through that coil increases, decreases, then what happens? The induced EMF in that particular circuit opposes, okay, induced EMF in that particular circuit opposes what? Current, because that current is the cause, change in the current is the cause which is responsible for the production of that EMF. That's why to oppose that cause some work is to be required, and that work is to be done by establishing the magnetic flux associated with the steady current. So work is required to establish the flux, okay, which is associated with that particular steady current. So to establish the flux, what required? Work is required. So whenever current is flowing through the coil, that time whatever flux is generated, that flux is generated because of the some work, okay, and that work is actually done in some time t, which is actually what? dw. It is a small work done, okay, this dw, it is a small work done in time dt. That's why dw is ei, E induced EMF into current into dt. So dw is equal to, what is E? Actually L di upon dt, as I have already discussed with you in this lecture only, okay. So E is L di by dt into I into dt. So this dt cancels, so dw is li into di, okay. This is what? Equation number 4, that is dw is li into di. We require total work. So to calculate the total work from small work, we have to do integration of that small work to get more total work. That's why this w, because as I integrate this on both sides, definitely the limits of integration from 0 to I naught, because we have to establish steady current. That's why steady current is I0. That's why w is equal to integration of 0 to I0 into dw. Now dw is what? Li into di. So w is integration of 0 to I naught li into di. So w is equal to, what is the integration of I with respect to di? I square by 2. That's why half L I naught square. Why? Because I have put the limits, that is upper limit is I0. That's why what I am getting here, w is equal to half L I naught square. This is the work. This work is stored as energy in which field? Magnetic field, because in the inductor magnetic field is prominent or it is dominant. So this work done is stored in the form of magnetic energy, and that magnetic energy is equal to half into Li square. It is the magnitude of that work. Now suppose if that steady current is 1 ampere, in that case what happens? This is 1, so L is equal to 2W. So definitely what? Self-inductance of a coil or circuit is equal to the twice the work required to establish a unit current. Clear? It means what? This is a self-inductance, and the self-inductance is equal to twice the work required to establish unit current. Okay, so the self-inductance is equal to 2 times of work done, provided I naught is equal to 1. Clear? So to establish a current, steady current of 1 ampere in particular coil or in a circuit, we require the work which is actually which is equal to what? Self-inductance, and that work means 2 times of that work is equal to self-inductance. Clear? If we try to correlate this formula with our kinetic energy formula, because this is the energy, magnetic energy, this is kinetic, half mv square, half of, okay, this L and this m, it means in your what, in normal manner, whenever we are taking half mv square, that time that m mass is relates with the self-inductance, and that's why I have already told you in this lecture only that self-inductance is nothing but electrical inertia. Clear? So mass and self-inductance L are correlated with each other. Clear? So in this way I discuss with you the definition of L in very great detail manner. So now I think you are comfortable with self-inductance concept. Self-inductance means actually there will be coil and you have to pass changing current through it so that magnetic flux is established, and due to that establishment of magnetic flux, now that flux is changing and EMF is induced. So to that establish the magnetic flux due to steady current, we require the work is to be required, and that work is what? Half into Li square, which is stored in the form of magnetic energy. Clear? Okay. Now we are going to discuss inductance of solenoid. As I already discussed with you, self-inductance is the ratio of magnetic flux links with the coil to current flowing through it. So that self-inductance of solenoid now we are going to calculate. Consider this is a solenoid. As you know that solenoid is a coil, when coil is wound in the form of number of turns, and the length of that, suppose there is a one wire and the length of that wire is L, and if that wire is wound in the form of number of turns, then it results into a solenoidal structure. So this L is the length of that solenoid, current I is flowing through that particular solenoid, then magnetic field is like this and area vector is parallel to that magnetic field. So that magnetic field is passing through the center of the solenoid, because at the center of the solenoid the magnetic field is maximum, as we know that. Now what happens if I current flows is flowing through this particular solenoid? That current produces magnetic flux, because as current is changing, this I actually it is a alternating current, it is a time varying current, so at different times it possesses different values. So due to that change in current, there is a change in magnetic flux associated with that particular coil, and it produces the magnetic field, and that magnetic field is indicated by magnetic flux. So that magnetic flux is produced at the center of the solenoid, due to which there is a maximum magnetic field is at the center of the solenoid. So the inductance of solenoid is given by what? Actually basic formula of inductance is what? L is equal to N phi upon I, where N is number of turns of the solenoid, phi B is the flux produced, and I is the current. So this current is the cause, and this is the linkage of the flux that I already discussed with you. Flux linkage is N into phi B, where N is the number of turns. Phi B is a flux associated with each turn. So if this is what? Suppose this is what is the flux associated with this turn? Suppose area is A, AB, 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 AB and AB. So this is a flux associated with each turn. If there are such kind of n turns, what is the flux? NAB. Okay, so that's why actually what? Phi B means AB, so that's why it is actually NAB, because L is N phi by I and phi B is equal to AB, that's why it is NAB. So this formula can be written as NAB upon I. Clear? Okay, so you can remember the formula in different ways. Clear? I have written only basic formula N phi B by I, where N phi B is the flux linkage and N is number of turns of that solenoid. Clear? Okay. Now listen here. Let, if the total length of the solenoid is L, clear, and if number of turns of that solenoid are capital N, then what? Small n be the number of turns per unit length of the solenoid. It means what? Suppose length of the wire solenoid is 10 meter, and suppose 5 turns are 10 meters. Okay, total length is 10 meters, and suppose there are total 20 turns. It means what happens? 20 upon 10, which is 2 na, because 20 total number of turns and length is what? Total 10. So actually it is 2. 2 is what? 2 turns per unit length. For 1 meter of length, how many number of turns are there? 2 turns. That's why for 10 meter, 20 turns. So that's why I am writing let n be the number of turns per unit length of solenoid, which is what small n. Small n is the number of turns per unit length and capital N is the total number of turns. That's why small n is equal to capital N by L. This is equation number 2. Number of turns per unit length of solenoid. Clear? Now, flux linkage near the middle of the solenoid. Flux linkage near the middle of the solenoid is maximum, and that flux linkage is actually n phi b because we want to determine the self inductance. So we want to determine this flux linkage. That's why this n phi b is equal to this n is from equation number 2, capital N is equal to n into L. That's why this is n into L, and this phi b is actually b bar dot a bar. What is this b bar dot a bar? It is a magnetic flux. Now where actually basic formula of phi is what? AB cos theta. But in this case, in the diagram, if you observe area vector and magnetic field are parallel to each other, what is the angle between them? Theta. That's why cos 0 is what? 1. Okay, and that theta is equal to 0 as the b bar and a bar are parallel, so cos 0 is 1. That's why this actually b bar dot a bar only, which is actually n phi b is equal to NLBA. Okay, this is a dot product, so it is BA, magnitude of B into magnitude of A. Cos theta is equal to 0, so cos 0 1. That's why n phi b is equal to NLBA. This is what? Flux linkage. So what is the flux linkage in solenoid? NLBA, where n is number of turns per unit length, L is length of solenoid, B is magnetic field at the center of solenoid, and A is area of the coil. Clear? NLBA. So up till now we discuss L is n phi b by then small n is equal to capital N by L, and NLBA is the flux linkage. Clear? Where A is area of cross section, number of turns per unit length, and B is magnetic field. Now for solenoid, we know that for solenoid there is one important formula of magnetic induction for solenoid. B is equal to mu 0 Ni, where mu 0 is called as permeability of a free space. That mu 0 actually it is what? Permeability of free space, and its value is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter. Okay, mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 is the permeability of free space. What is mean by permeability? Permeability related with magnetism, permittivity related with magnetic electric field. Permeability is the permission of whom? Permission of magnetic field for the flow of magnetic flux. Clear? So this is called as what? Permeability. So B is equal to mu 0 Ni. So now, hence we want self inductance. Focus on this equation number 1. L is equal to n phi b by I. As I know that from equation number 2, capital N is NL, so NL. Phi b is phi b. What phi b we have calculated actually? Phi b is equal to BA. Okay, phi b is equal to what? BA. Okay, upon I. So L is equal to NL. Now what is B? Mu 0 Ni. So NL mu 0 Ni A. Again I am repeating. L is equal to n phi by B. N phi b by I. L is equal to n phi upon I. Now n means actually NL. That's why small n into L into B into A by I. So n into L into B means what? Mu 0 Ni into A upon I. So from this what I get cancelled. So it is L is equal to what? Mu 0 n square AL. L is equal to mu 0 n square AL. Clear? So self inductance of solenoid is equal to mu 0 n square AL, where n is number of turns per unit length, small n. So L is equal to mu 0 n square AL. Okay, and this L upon small self inductance per unit length means we have to divide it by L. So that is L cancel. So mu 0 n square A, which is mu 0 n square. A is what? It is a circular coil. So now what diameter we have to take? Semicircular. That's why we have to take semicircle diameter half pi. That is pi r square. It is a diameter. Pi r square. It is the area of that particular solenoid because it is of circular cross section. And in terms of diameter, we have to substitute radius is diameter upon 2. That's why finally what I am getting, this self inductance per unit length is equal to mu 0 n square. A is pi d square by 4. That square is pi d square by 4. So finally what I am getting, self inductance per unit length is equal for solenoid is equal to mu 0 n square pi d square by 4. Clear? And This pi d square by 4, why? I think, suppose if there is a problem, now I will explain it. Listen here now. Suppose L upon L is equal to mu 0 n square A, which is equal to mu 0 n square. A means actually pi r square, na. So if you substitute mu 0 n square, r means what? D by 2, so it is d square by 4. That's why this is L by L. Clear? Mu 0 n square pi d square by 4. Okay, so from this particular expression, what we are discussing, this self-inductance of solenoid is proportional to square of number of turns per unit length and square of the diameter of the coil. It means if there are if you want to increase the self-inductance, if you want to increase the L, definitely number of turns should be increased. That's why this inductance means wounding of coil in the form of turns. So as number of turns increases, your self-inductance increases and magnetic properties also improves. So magnetic properties can be improved by using more number of turns in a coil. That's why the coil means number of turns. Clear? So this is about the derivation of the inductance of solenoid, and this is a very, very important derivation from exam point of view. Okay. Now we are going to discuss one important subtopic, that is energy stored in magnetic field. Clear? As I already discussed, in case of self-inductance phenomena, when there is a change in the current which is flowing through a coil, so definitely magnetic flux linked with that particular coil changes, so EMF is induced in that particular coil. Clear? And due to that particular change in current, the EMF which induced in that coil itself is called as self-induction or self-induced EMF. Okay, and that coil which opposes, or the induced EMF opposes the current which is increasing, that particular phenomena is self-inductance. It means what? Actually self-inductance is electrical inertia, that I already discussed. Now actually what happens, some work has to be done to build a magnetic field when current flows through the coil. As I already discussed, when current flows through the coil, that time magnetic field is produced around that conductor. So to produce that field, to build that magnetic field, some work has to be done, and that work is stored in which field? Magnetic field. Clear? Because flux has already been produced. So this energy stored in magnetic field means we have to mathematically derive the formula that how much energy is particularly developed in a magnetic field. Clear? Okay. As a changing magnetic flux produces an induced EMF in a coil, that already we have discussed many times in this chapter, the induced EMF so as to produce oppose the change. The induced EMF oppose the change, and energy has to be spent to overcome it and build a magnetic field. What is the meaning of this second statement? This is important statement. The induced EMF produced during the process of electromagnetic induction has to oppose the change in the current, and to oppose that change, if something has to be opposed, some energy has to be spent, and definitely when this energy is being spent, that time there is a what? Magnetic field is built around that conductor or coil, and this energy is recovered as heat in the resistance of a circuit and gives rise to the concept of energy stored in magnetic field. Clear? So this particular energy is appeared as a heat when you connect suppose there is a resistance across that particular coil in that circuit, and then there is a concept of energy stored in magnetic field comes into picture. How? Because if that something is appearing, it means something has been vanished. If something is vanished, then that particular vanished thing is appeared in this particular position. It means what? Something has been vanished. That's why here is something is stored. It means that energy is stored in the magnetic field. Clear? So this is a basic concept of energy stored in magnetic field. Okay? Yes. Now listen here. Induced EMF during the process of electromagnetic induction is given by what? E is equal to L into di upon dt. This is the induced EMF, where L is the self-inductance of a coil. Clear? Okay. Now, as I already discussed, that energy is stored, it means some work has to be done to build up the magnetic field. So that work, that is small work dW, is equal to minus E into dq. As that work is small, so that work is small, it means it has to be done on small charge, which is dq. That's why dW is minus E into dq. But we know that E means what? Induced EMF, which is L into di upon dt into dq. So I substituted this equation 1 in this to get dW. Now I want a total work done. How much total work has been done? How much total energy has been stored in that magnetic field? It means what I have to integrate this equation to get integration of d omega is equal to integration of this. So now listen here, this dq by dt, actually it is I, current, because current is what? Rate of change of charge. So this dq by dt is I. That's why integration of dw is equal to integration of Li into di. Clear? Now, so integration of dw is w, which is integration of 0 to I naught Li into di. Now when I integrate this particular equation, I am getting half Li naught square. So this is a expression for energy stored in a magnetic field. So energy stored in the magnetic field, W is equal to half Li square or half Li naught square, where I naught is the steady current which is flowing through that particular coil. Clear? Okay. So that's why this is the energy stored in magnetic field, half Li square. So this is an important expression. As I already discussed, if you compare this equation with the equation of kinetic energy, that time we are getting what? That L is nothing but electrical inertia, which is equivalent to the magnetic, which is equal to the mass. Okay. Now listen here. This energy stored per unit volume is given by this B square upon 2 mu naught. This is the important formula. That formula you have to remember. Energy stored per unit volume is B square upon 2 mu naught. Energy stored is of half Li square. Clear? So this is an important formula. Energy stored per unit volume is B square upon 2 mu naught. Energy stored in magnetic field or inductor is half Li square. Energy stored per unit volume is B square upon 2 mu naught, where mu naught is a permeability of free space, which is mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter. Clear? So in this way, in this lecture, we discuss concept of self-inductance. Then I derive the formula for self-inductance. Afterwards, I discuss the self-inductance of solenoid. And finally, energy stored in the magnetic field, or energy stored, or energy which is recovered in the magnetic field, that I have discussed. Clear? So revise this particular all subtopics in this lecture, prepare the notes so that you will become comfortable with this particular subtopic. Thank you.